People have often talked about the experience of walking around the grounds of Cranbrook as walking through the pages of an encyclopedia of design. You know, it's a relatively intimate, small place, and yet it has this sense of a city that you are inhabiting and moving through that has everything from very personal, intimate spaces to very grand gathering places where a visitor, a student, can draw inspiration from the environment around them. Eliel Saarinen was interested in creating a total work of art, an environment where the textiles, the furniture, the light fixtures, everything is part of our harmonious whole. So Eliel Saarinen is somebody that is thinking at the macro level of the city and at the micro level of a teaspoon.
When I was researching graduate schools and traveling around, I remember distinctly how I felt being in the Cranbrook campus, even if I don't necessarily remember specifics of the places. And I felt like it was a place where design and creativity happened 24/7.
The campus has spaces for building things, it has conversation spaces, and it also has great areas just for contemplation.
Once in a while you stumble upon a Millis sculpture or a Marshall Fredericks, and you have this exquisite bronze cast of something right before you that makes you stop and gasp. There's just no other environment like it.
I've always loved places like the Orpheus Fountain, which is one of the primary icons of this place, and it is a beautiful vision of young artists emerging from the water in all different directions, and to me that's a kind of powerful metaphor for what happens here.
The teaching and learning does not take place in a classroom environment. It takes place in studios.
The studios are left intentionally open. We don't have doors on our studios, they're not closed off spaces, so we really encourage that cross collaboration between projects and thinking. That openness really allows you to experience every other student's process as well.
They often use the phrase a living laboratory, where students could come here and explore ideas, bounce them off their colleagues, their peers, collaborate with them.
And it was not uncommon for a designer to be working with a sculptor, or to be working with a painter, or for a ceramicist to be working with a fiber artist, and just seeing everybody trying to explore things that were new to them, that they were curious about, was really exciting.
You may be working on something and someone will just wander into your studio and want to chat, and you end up talking about this object that you're designing or this thought that you had, and suddenly it becomes a very impactful, meaningful conversation that you just stumble upon.
I remember as a student taking many walks and really taking the time to let my mind chew on really tough ideas, and going for walks around the lake, and then coming back and being in studio spaces that were really dedicated to our disciplines, and feeling like there was a real respect for the importance of this design exploration, that we weren't doing junky things off in a corner somewhere. Like, our experimentation was the core activity, and that was very well established by the way the architecture and the interiors were set up here.
You could potentially know every single person that you graduate with, and that would be 75 people in 10 different disciplines that range from architecture to design to fine arts and crafts. And so just that scale and the proximity of the studios together makes the conditions for a kind of organic exchange to happen that is very rare. I think that how this place seems to have been designed for collaboration, to me that seems like it's the new model in the world, even in the corporate world, that there is strong emphasis on bringing down the walls and opening up space so that there's more collaboration. The space is important, but the design of this place was all about creating a culture, and that became part of the DNA of this place. But the main thing that I also appreciate is I get to work with such talented young people. It's touching, actually, to see over 2 years the kind of growth that I see with every single student that comes through.